Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be doing like a sketchbook tour of a lot of my anatomy and figure drawing work. I'm working on an anatomy video right now, so I thought it'd be fun to do like a prequel video to that and showing a lot of my figurative work. So yeah, we're just gonna go through a couple of these and see my figure drawing process and journey, I think starting from like 2019, so like end of high school and then throughout college. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'll have a link to a PDF of scans of these pages and this sketchbook and my anatomy notes on my shop if you're interested in like seeing 300 DPI high quality scans of everything. So I'll have that in my shop if you're interested, link down below. And as well as I'll have some affiliate links down below for any supplies that I mentioned, like sketchbooks or pens or pencils, if you're interested in that as well. No extra charge to you. I just get a little, just helps me out a little bit each purchase that you make. So yeah. And with that out of the way, let's just dive into it. So this sketchbook, this bottom sketchbook, I think I started it back in high school, or I just graduated high school and I really wanted to start practice figure drawing for like college drawing classes and all that fun stuff. I had taken a couple figure classes outside of school, like at my local public museum of art. They held like figure drawing classes and I'd taken a couple there, but this was, I think, my own studies from online resources, from like quick poses, line of action, and especially Croquis Cafe. Croquis Cafe is my favorite figure drawing database. I mention them all the time on this channel, but their database really helped me improve my figures, and it's really affordable. I think it's like $33 or $36 for the year, and I find it so helpful, and it's such a great range of models and variety of models, and yeah, it's been really great. But yeah, so I started off this is May 18th, 2019. So yeah, a lot of these are just really quick gestures, 30-second warm-up, just trying to get my hand loose. Not really worrying about detail or anything like that. But yeah, super simple gestures. I think this was like with like a purple sign pen or something. Yeah, I found that drawing with pen kept me from like stopping and erasing because you already only have like 30 seconds to draw. So I was just like, I'll just do it in pen and just go crazy. So yeah, these initial figure drawings were just trying to figure out like the energy of the figure and the gesture, which is really important. I believe this is charcoal, so getting into more details. Charcoal again. I believe this is coal erase colored pencil, so continuing those 30-second gestures and then delving into more finish work. This might just be regular colored pencil though. So yeah, so having just like pushing myself to continually draw the figure and prepare for like high school drawing classes and stuff. I've always loved doing figure drawing, so it was definitely like a hobby and a pastime, and it wasn't so much a chore. Yeah, some more gestures. I really like these. I have no idea what this marker was. I just know that it was dying and it was super fun to draw with since it was dying. It was super faded. But yeah, starting out with just a bunch of like 30-second gestures to get my hand warmed up and not feel overwhelmed with all the detail that comes from anatomy and figures. Getting into pencil. Some ballpoint pen. I think this is a month forward because or 2 months forward. It's July now. July before college. Kind of hinting at studying anatomy. It's definitely, I don't know, I find it's difficult to motivate myself to actually learn like muscles and stuff. I kind of just want to like draw what I see, but it's really important to learn the structure. I think these were just some like portrait studies of, I think it's like Kaz Brecker from Shadow and Bone, I believe. That's when that show was coming out. I don't know. I just liked his face and I was trying to figure it out. And it was like figurative, so why not in here? All right, I think I was trying a new method of figure drawing. I think that's also super helpful when getting into figure drawing and anatomy, is learning different methods from people, because some people use like boxes or like circles or columns or like cylinders to figure out how to draw and they bounce around. Some people are more slow. Just like learning different techniques and kind of sewing everything together to find my own way of doing things. So So yeah, more pencils. Moving into longer poses since I'm trying to get a grasp on anatomy and getting detail while keeping the gesture of the form. I think this was like the same time period. Yeah, I believe so. Actually, I might have been starting a new Masters Academy class and using their figure drawing classes. Yeah, May 5th, 2021. So this is a jump forward. I guess I didn't use this at all for 2020, but during this summer, I took a bunch of classes from New Masters Academy, specifically the Russian academic drawing class, and then they had live streams with Glenn Vilpo or Vippo. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his last name. I can't remember his Vilpo or Vippo, but they would do like live figure drawing sessions. So I would like go on there every Saturday morning and draw with everyone. And it was super helpful. I really enjoyed watching another artist draw as I drew along with him, so it was cool. And then this was a little concept doodle for my sister's D&D character. Yeah, tiefling. Some pen drawings. Really worrying about things being too stiff and trying to keep things like energized and full of motion. I really like these. These are good. I like the energy in this pose. I believe this is with, I'll have to try and find the pen. I'll have it linked down below, possibly an affiliate link, but yeah, this brown pen is really nice. I do know that Micron makes a good brown pen, so if I can't find this specific one, then I know Micron has a good one. Some more pencil gestures. Yeah, just really trying to be loose. And by this time, I think I had one drawing class from my university, because this is during the COVID shutdown, and I literally, my first drawing class was in the spring semester that everything shut down, and then I didn't take any studio classes during, or the studio classes that I took during COVID weren't drawing related because that'd be really difficult without a studio setting. So these were just my own studies and practices with only like a semester's worth of university figure drawing. But yeah, I was really missing drawing from like real life figure, but you know, internet databases are a good second. And they can still help a lot. I really like these. These are nice. I believe this is with like a 6B pencil probably. That's what it looks like. I think I was really looking at tone, beginning to look at tone rather than just line. So yeah, these like different methods of learning to depict the figure and like combining them all into one to find my own way of drawing the figure and to try and capture form and perspective and structure. This one's nice, I like this. And with the anatomy video coming up, the whole inspiration for that video is because I felt like my skills with figure drawing and anatomy were kind of slipping, and I was like looking at these old drawings. I'm like, I don't know if I can draw like this anymore, and it just became a little disheartening, but I know that skill's still in there. It's just practice and getting rid of that rustiness, and that's okay. These were some head structure things. I think this was a part of the new Masters Academy class I was taking. Some more structure of the head, intermediate head drawing. I think that's what it is on New Masters Academy. Funnily enough, I went back to this method of using a box to get the perspective of the head, and I'll be showing it more in the anatomy video coming up, but yeah, it's been really helpful lately. The proportions look kind of off. Like, I don't think they look that great, but it was, you start somewhere and you learn structure, and over time, I think your eye begins to develop to really see the proportions and the perspective. So it just takes time and practice, and that's what the sketchbook is for. Yep, going back into shorter figures. This brown pen. I like this one, this is nice. Yeah, a lot of these are just quick gestures, not fully finishing the form all the way, trying to really study that gesture and that energy, and then looking at anatomy and structure on top of it, because I really feel like that initial gesture and that energy is really important in like figurative work and keeping things like looking alive and with form. Yeah. So yeah, I'm beginning to see in this sketchbook, since it's been years since like the first couple gestures where I didn't exactly know what I was doing, a bit of structure is coming in, some knowledge of anatomy, and it's really beginning to develop over time. And I think that's because I would focus on like one thing at a time, because I feel like when I try and like study like 5 different things at a time, nothing really sticks. But if you like take the time to really study one thing and like really nail that down and really excel at it, or just be comfortable to a point where you can move on to other things, it cements so much better in your brain and it's not as overwhelming. And yeah, you have that skill for a longer term because you took more time to like install it into your brain. Yeah, it's a nice gesture. Some more pencils. I believe this is still 6B because I really like to do figure drawing with a 6B because it's nice and dark and soft. I think I really started to begin to look more at like the real anatomy of something and getting those muscles. Ugh. And apparently I love to draw upside down in this sketchbook. But yeah, there's a figure. And I also feel like a pro tip for figure drawing. A lot of, I feel like learning at a larger size and drawing at a larger size also helps a ton because your arm is able to move around a lot and you have more room to put in detail if you want, and it's really helpful. And paired with these drawings, I'll have to see if I can find pictures of them, but I was also doing like actual, I had actual in-person figurative work further down the line on like big paper pads in an actual studio. So I'll see if I can find them and put them on screen, or I'll include them in the PDF that's on my shop so you guys can take a look at those. Yeah, some more pencil work. I think I also spent time redrawing a lot of poses because I found that if like I didn't initially like how the pose turned out, you could just redraw it and then try and figure out where you went wrong or what you wanted to focus on next. Like you could take a pose focusing on tone, then take the same pose and focus on line or contour, and you can learn a lot just from one pose. So yeah, I feel a lot of these are somewhat repeated, like a lot of these poses look familiar, but just like redrawing poses and really understanding the structure of the figure and drawing upside down in my sketchbook because I'm silly. Yeah, oh my goodness. This is a good figure though. I like it. Some more D&D sketches, messing around. I would use like this bigger paper to plan out other drawings because it was so big, I was able to get detail. And then this was Glenn Vippo, that's his name. They did like a live costume figure drawing class online, held on like their website. And it was costumed, and I never did a costume figure drawing session before. That's like one of my like goals or like dreams as an artist, to be able to go in person to a costumed figure drawing thing. I always see them on reels, but my town doesn't really have that. It's not as artsy as some other places, but yeah, dressed up as a pirate, and it was so much fun. And it was so helpful watching Glenn draw and drawing along with him, because he would point out things that I wouldn't even noticed, or like simplifying things that I would like in such a great way and easy to understand. So yeah, New Masters Academy, pretty great. Some 1-minute gestures, really light. Some more gestures. I have no idea why I started this. Maybe because I just like the way the legs are going. But yeah, just a ton of practice and trying to figure things out. And that's really why I wanted to show all these drawings, like showing just like the gradual like understanding of the form and the figure over a course of like a couple years. Quick 30-second gestures. This looks fun. Some more gestures, lots of gestures. I feel like gestures are so good, and just warming up your hand and just like really getting lively figures. I need to do more of them and really implement them back into my drawing habit. But yeah, I feel like gesture drawing is really great. I'll try and see if I can find, I know there's like so many videos, that like do great tutorials on gesture drawing that could explain it way better than I could, but I'll try and see if I can have it linked down below somewhere. And that's also why I wanted to do the anatomy video that I'm working on right now, is to link all the resources I've used as someone who didn't always get to have like an in-person figure drawing opportunity, or didn't exactly get the art education, didn't exactly get like the art knowledge or art education that I wanted from traditional resources. But online there's like so much you can do from YouTube, and that's what I'll be including in the future anatomy video. But yeah, now I'm like really starting to get the structure and the anatomy. I really like these gestures. I wonder if this might be from imagination. I don't know, they're pretty good. They might, I don't know, I don't think my figure, imaginative figures are that great. Some more gestures. Nice. Some more gestures. Yeah, just doing a ton of gesture work. I would really recommend getting like a super cheap, big sketching paper sketchbook and just like filling it out with a ton of figure drawing. And this took me like, I started this after I graduated high school, and then I finished it back in, I think this sketchbook took me like 2 years to fill out because I would just use it on and off again for figurative work. But yeah, real. And then I began to use the Pentel pocket brush pen, I believe that's what this is. I'll have it linked down below as an affiliate. But yeah, and just having a lot of fun with that brush pen. Yeah, these are fun. I like that. Yeah, experimenting with different materials and supplies is always great, and you can always learn more just through using a different supply. These are nice too. And I'm really hoping with the video coming out soon that I can kind of, like I said, like share a lot of the resources that I use, and then also get my skills back up to this point, because they were, I felt like I was really getting a grasp of everything. Probably because I was like drawing so much every single day, and I really love to get back to that, but it's difficult to commit that much time, especially when you have a job or other obligations. Some more of the pocket brush pen. Looking at fabric now. I'm still not very good at fabric, but it was cool. Doing a little dabble into it. Using like a highlighter as an initial drawing, then drawing on top. That was super interesting. I like that idea. That's a cool method. Just having that under drawing. Now like drawing with a water soluble pen and then taking water and like painting with it. That's really fun. I enjoyed that. Wrinkly paper, some little sketches, some little gestures, some more gestures. I like the twist in this body, it's nice. And I also feel like doing so many life drawings like this really helps you to be able to like draw your own characters and pull from your imagination. But I think also in the other sketchbooks I'll be showing, I really start to like push myself to try and remember it from imagination and challenge myself, because that's how you like learn how to draw from imagination, is actually drawing from imagination. But yeah, another water soluble pen drawing, destroying the paper. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, these are like bonus pages I'll just show really quick. Just a D&D drawing. Thumbnail for something for a birthday. We went to a mock medical ward at my university and just drawing like the bone diagrams and like the fake mannequin people. Yeah, that was fun. Will and Hannibal, of course. Yes. I went to the zoo and I was drawing some animals from life. That was super fun. I also feel like doing a ton of like human anatomy can translate into doing a ton of animal anatomy. And yeah, these were studies for some gator paintings that I did in 2021. Some horse drawings, more horses. I'm like really impressed by these horse drawings that I did a couple years ago, because this is like 2 years ago. And this is me trying to draw it from memory. Ugh, not that great. But yeah, I'm impressed. I like the structure. I like the gesture. It's nice. Need to get back into doing that. Some more horses. Yeah, really looking at that structure and really trying to nail it. Yeah, thumbnail for a painting. And I think that's it. So this sketchbook was from 2019 to 2020. And then we move on to, I had a actual like drawing class in person. I think it was my advanced drawing class or my intermediate drawing class, I can't remember, but we actually took the time and my professor gave us kind of like a crash course in anatomy. So I think I started this in, let's see. So yeah, I started this at the same time as like the big one. So August 2021. And it was an actual like drawing class with kind of like a crash course in anatomy, I believe. So there's a lot of like dissection and diagrams of muscles and bones in this one. But yeah, I was taking advanced or intermediate drawing, I believe, and just learning from the professor and how they would simplify the figure and really just talking about like the main muscles and bones that you need to use to construct the figure and help you construct the figure from imagination, which I really found helpful. So because it's a bit it's not very legible, so I might rewrite some of the notes and put some explanations, but I'll scan these and put them in the PDF as well. But yeah, this was like muscles of the back and the torso. First learning the bone. It was like the bone closest to skin, so like the bones that you would really see, and then adding the muscles on top and then combining them together and really memorizing this matrix of the muscles and applying it to either figures from imagination or figures in real life, and just, I don't know, really trying to like nail it down and commit it to memory and just drawing and drawing and drawing and redrawing these same muscle things. Lots of repetition. Although I feel like adding on to this, it'd be really good to really understand the structure that you're forming, because this repetition of this can often turn flat and I won't really understand what the actual like structure of it is. So I feel like that's like a warning sign to people if they want to copy it. But yeah, but having like this side view also helps a lot in learning these muscles. So yeah, this is the front side of the torso. And yeah, just like applying it to a figure, looking for specific anatomical details and references to include. But yeah, these like little shorthand anatomy notes were really helpful in drawing figures from anatomy. And then face structure and neck muscle. And then someone stepped on my sketchbook. Might have been me, who knows. And then looking deeper at the anatomy of the upper arm, all these things. And then trying to apply it to figures from imagination or figures that I was seeing in real life or through my references. Anatomy of the upper leg. I found this really helpful because I always struggle with that leg muscle and really mapping that out and seeing it like that. Anatomy of the foot, the lower leg, all those little notes about like drawing toes and all that stuff in like a simple way that's easy to remember. And I think that was the main point of like this crash course anatomy, to like not be caught up in all the little details, but just get like the general gist of all these muscles and things just enough so you would have this knowledge when you're doing figure drawing that you can fill in the gaps, or when you're doing imaginative drawing also be able to just make a somewhat or construct a somewhat accurate figure from that. So arm, I think I was looking at the Goldstein book. I don't know. I think it was a book that was recommended for this class. I'll have to try and figure out what this book is. I'll have it linked down below or mentioned in the PDF, but yeah. This arm anatomy is surprisingly difficult. There's like all these muscles going on. It's a bit confusing, but yeah, that's all I want to say about that. And then some notes about pastel portraits and doing general portraits. And then we go into general gestures that I was working on with this acquired knowledge of this like shorthand anatomy. Got gestures, pencil gestures. Somehow D&D drawings always end up in here. But yeah, this is like, I think it's my brother's D&D character. I'm just figuring out a piece about him. Some pen gestures. I believe these are from reference. This is from reference as well. And then I started to look at Tom Fox draws, and I returned to looking at him for this anatomy video that I'm working on right now. And I really love the way he simplifies the figure and builds it up from imagination. And builds it up for easy to remember and use for drawing from imagination. And yeah, I really recommend looking at his stuff. Now going into more finished figurative work, feeling more confident about the structure I'm able to achieve. And then I think this is trying to draw from imagination with pen, which is super difficult for me to do at this time, and trying to do anatomically correct figures and stuff. So yeah, it's a good start. You always start somewhere. Some more pencil drawings and redrawing the same figure to try and nail down the proportion and the energy. Some more pen gestures. And I feel like compared to like the first sketchbook that I showed, you can really see a lot more knowledge of anatomy. So those shorthand little things to remember really helped me in getting more anatomically correct figures paired with like a gesture. So that was really helpful. More pen drawings. I think this is, I'll have the pen link down below. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's just a regular like gel pen or ballpoint pen or like pilot pen, something like that, but I'll have it linked. This is nice. I like the gesture and the hatching. Another one. I feel like very horizontal, like lying down figures are very difficult to like keep the proportions in check and the foreshortening. So I was really trying to look at that and figure it out. I think I drew this again. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out. Although I think the first one was better, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, just really trying to analyze that. Moving forward. More pen drawing. Just draw naked people. It'll be okay. So real. Some more gestures. I really like the energy in these. It's really fun. I believe these are still from reference. Yeah. Reference. Some more gestures. Some more gestures from reference. Yeah. I can really see, I can remember like drawing these and really having fun, and it wasn't as like difficult as it is now, since I was so like in the zone and practiced, and now I'm rusty, so it's like I don't know if I could do this still. But yeah, it's kind of like a sport. You kind of have to like warm up for it. You got to do the conditioning, and then you're able to just fly and perform. More gestures. Yeah, now we're in 2022, so I think this was just during the fall 2021 semester, and then into spring 2022, and then into fall 22. But yeah, that's the end of this one. Yeah, I should probably go back to this and use these pages and fill them out. But yeah, that's all the figure drawings for this sketchbook. And then moving on to more recent books, I have this one from a little over a year ago. I started, or I continued doing figurewear in this sketchbook, so I'm just going to quickly go through a lot of the figures and not really go through the whole sketchbook, but yeah, just really feeling comfortable with figure drawing. This is with a Tombow pen, which I really recommend for doing figure drawing. It's super fun. And I'll have it linked down below in an affiliate link. Some more figures. I believe these are from imagination and really trying to like remember all the anatomy and like the back and the torso, really trying to nail that proportion, and but also get like a gesture in there that works. Some more figures, some more figurative work, and then planning for some other things. Let's see what else we have in here. Some more figures, gestures. I believe this is with a micron. This looks like micron pen, and I think some of this looks like it's from imagination. Some dog figures, yay, so cute. Really quick gestures. I guess not that quick, 5 1-minute poses. I think I was just really trying to get the contour, so I was taking a slower time with that. So imaginary 5-minute and then 4 2-minute poses. This was also super helpful. I would do a lot of gestures and drawings from reference, and then I would slow down and then do a figure from imagination to like really cement what I'm learning and to push myself to pull from my imagination and my memory and apply the knowledge that I've learned. Some more dogs, some more figures, and then bossy stuff. Oh, look at it. Yeah, I think this is with the Pentel pocket brush pen. Yeah, having really a lot of fun with that delicate line. Studying some legs. And this was part of February 2022. Croquis Cafe does like a yearly February during February. It's like a drawing challenge. And as well as like full figures, I really wanted to focus on like specific parts of the body to really understand the structure. Yeah, I think this is from imagination. And these are just some really messy sketches of what I'm doing. Some more gestures. Yeah, I think this looks like it's from imagination. I can kind of tell the ones I've drawn from imagination. They're a lot more bubbly and like, I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, what else do we have? Some more Pentel pocket brush pen gestures. These are fun. Yeah, I like the way I depicted the hair. Some more gestures. Fun. Trying to get more, gradually get more detail in while keeping the gesture. More drawings. I think this is with a sign pen. I'll have it linked down below. Quick gestures, February day 21, so it's like reaching the end of the challenge. I really recommend that challenge for anyone who's interested in it. It's just figure drawing every day for the month of February, and it really helps to refresh your skills or learn new things. Oh, this is when I did a pose from memory and then I would do it from reference. So I'd like look really quickly at a pose from reference and then try and draw it from memory and see how well I could do and how well I could rebuild the figure without the reference. And I found that really helpful as an exercise. So I think I had like a gray Crayola marker that was dying and I was using it as an underdrawing for figures. That was really fun. More of that. Some imaginary figures. This was really fun, taking a highlighter and then drawing on top of the highlighter. Great. Some more of that. This was like doing like horizontal tone and hatching to get the energy and like silhouette and light and dark. Some more of that. Silly sketchbook stuff over here, but yeah, some more gestures, still figuring things out. More pen gestures and drawings. More of those highlighter gestures I really like doing. And then trying to draw some imaginative poses, really trying to look, I think I said too many soft curves, so trying to look at harsh edges and then like softer edges. But yeah, just kind of going back and forth between drawing from imagination and then drawing from reference. And I always find that my drawings from imagination always look so much better after I've studied a little bit from reference and I've been like continually practicing and warming up my skills, which makes sense. Like my brain is already primed to be thinking about structure and anatomy. So, oh, and it's the last day of February. But yeah, I really love that challenge and I find it really helpful. And these are some like figures from imagination as well. I don't know if I have any more. Yeah, here's some more figures. I'll have, if I find any more like figurative work in here, I'll have it scanned in. But yeah, other than that, there's just a bunch of like OC doodles. I might do a tour of the sketchbook on my channel sometime. Let me know if you guys are interested, but yeah, that's just a lot of the figurative work from that one. And moving on to a similar one. Oh, I also forgot to mention that these are the sketching Strathmore or like drawing books. And I really like using them to just draw and use as a sketchbook. So I'll have them linked down below as well. Let me see if I can find some. And this was about a year ago now. So coming off of February, but still continuing some figure drawing and really applying it to my own characters so I could remember it more. Yeah, so here's more of that figure drawing. Some figures from imagination, I believe. some gestures, 30-second gestures. Even with having more of this anatomy knowledge, I still go back to gestures because they're like so helpful in getting energy and just getting that initial like vibe of a pose and the form. I believe these are with the Tombow or a like Pilot G pen probably. Let's see if there's anything more. Yeah, some more figurative stuff. Don't look at this stuff. Yeah, some more figures. Really like these pencil ones. Some more figures, really focusing on line. So this is in June of 2022. More figures. More figures. I believe these are from Imagination. Yeah, figures from Imagination. I think these are some more imaginative figures. Trying to really cement what I've learned. I feel like I keep on repeating myself in this video, but it's basically just doing the same thing over and over again and trying to apply new things that I've learned and just going back to the fundamentals. Figures from Imagination, and then I believe these are from Reference. Yeah, I think these are from Imagination. I finally started to like delve into clothed figures, like from the pirate one, and understanding how fabric and the form work together, which I'm still trying to figure it out. I still have difficulty with that. The character stuff. Some more figures. More figures. I think there's some more of them hidden throughout here that I'll have in the PDF, but here's some like, I was like really, towards the end of the sketchbook, I was really trying to get like a finished painterly quality to my figures and trying to see if I could like bump up the detail and the rendering. So yeah, here's some of that. And these are from Imagination. More figures. Yeah, there's some other stuff in there that I'll include in the PDF. And some drawings from Imagination if you guys are interested in it. But yeah, really taking the time towards the end of the sketchbook to study the figure and really push myself to do fully finished stuff since I've been doing so many sketches. Really looking at detail and rendering. I think these are with Micron. These are nice. You can really see the form and the structure. I feel like I was finally getting a hang of things. Like, I really love this pose. I remember drawing this and really loving. You can feel the energy and the gesture and the form, and that's what I want. That's what I was like achieving. And I finally got one drawing that looked like that. And that's so worth it because then I could just keep on trying to match that. And some more pencil stuff and more finished figures. Yeah, and I believe these are also from croquiscafe.com. Super helpful. Yeah. I'd also really started to really delve into painting, so doing these more detailed rendering studies, these drawings really helped my painting. So yeah, these skills I learned from figure drawing really translated into other aspects of my art. And I found it really helpful. So even though you don't want to be like a figurative artist or do super academic things, like I don't really want to do that, but I do want to do a lot of character work. So learning all these figures and rendering things really helps me render in the future. And I really found that skill valuable. Yeah, I think this is the last couple drawings in the sketchbook. Kind of slowing down and saying goodbye to the sketchbook. And yeah, that's that one. And then my most recent figure drawing sketchbook. I feel like it's kind of a letdown because I definitely feel like my skills have reduced a little bit. So I started this one at the beginning of this year, hoping to do February, but I didn't complete all the days because things had happened and I was trying to start up my YouTube and do other art business stuff. But yeah, just starting off really simple with gestures, experimenting with some colored pencil in my imaginative works. Yeah, I believe these are from Imagination, really looking at structure. Little pen doodle of my grandfather from life. I think he came over one day. I just wanted to draw him. Some Pentel doodles. Yeah, I can really see kind of like a lot of my figure knowledge had gone down because my last semester in school was so busy. I didn't have a lot of time to maintain my figurative skill, except for I had an observational painting class and we did some painting the figure from life, so I'll have those on screen now and then a couple in the PDF, and I felt like that mash of color and figures was really excelling. But yeah, I felt like this was kind of me relearning a lot of what I learned before, which there's no problem with that. We don't always have time to maintain every single skill that we have, but it felt like I was like back to square one with a lot of these figures. That's okay. I think I was really focusing on line. And I think at the beginning of the sketchbook, I was like, what did I say? Don't draw what you see, intentional color and variation. So don't draw what you see is kind of like a silly thing to like say, but it was more like, don't be so concerned with drawing exactly what you see, be more concerned with getting the structure and the form and your own style and how you interpretate it. So it's like more stuff like this where it's more stylized and more shows more my voice as an artist. So yeah, just doing that. And these are just a bunch of Crayola marker drawings, doing figurative work and just pasting them in. Yeah. These were fun. I like drawing with the color. It's a nice like breaking up of just using like black pen and pencil and trying something new. This was going back to that old technique of drawing with something water soluble and then taking water and putting in like shadow and carving out the form. I think these were from Imagination. So yeah, they seem a lot more stiff than my previous imaginative drawings, which is kind of sad, but it's just because I wasn't practicing that much. So yeah, this was the more recent one. And then in the anatomy video, but yeah, this video is getting kind of long, so I'm just gonna quickly like show a lot of this stuff. But in the anatomy video I'm working on, I think I start off like, when do I start off? Like right here, doing the 30-second drawings and going back to that gesture and remembering how to do gesture and slowly building back up to the full form and getting more comfortable again with figure drawing and really focusing on form and structure and how I want to interpret the figure. So yeah, this is my most recent one. I hope to finish it sometime this year to maintain my figure drawing skills. But yeah, that's a bulk of a lot of my figurative work throughout the more recent years and how I've practiced and studied. And in the PDF I'll be offering, it'll have a lot of the pages that I shown here and some that I didn't, and then a lot of those anatomy notes in like a high res if you guys want to take a look at them. I'm just showing what I did. I'm not an expert at all. As you can see, I'm very much maybe like more like an intermediate source. I'm still learning myself, but I find that having this continual figurative practice throughout the years has really helped me develop my skills, not even just with like anatomy and character drawing, but like other aspects of my art. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Check out my shop for the PDF of these guys, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Drink some water, go draw some figures, and yeah, see you guys.